When people think of Hallmark, they imagine comfort, snowy Christmas streets, warm fireplaces, gentle music, and predictable love stories that always end with a smile. For years, this network became a safe place for millions around the world, a world where nothing truly bad ever happened, and where familiar faces returned year after year to tell heartwarming stories. But what if I told you that behind this picture-perfect world, something unexpected was brewing? Something the audience didn't see, something that slowly pushed some of Hallmark's biggest names to walk away, not quietly, but shockingly. Tonight, we begin a journey through 15 Hallmark actors who left the network in ways that left fans stunned, confused, and searching for answers. And the first name on this list, a name so big, her exit completely shook the Hallmark universe. 1. Candace Cameron Bure. The Queen of Christmas, the heart and soul of Hallmark. For more than a decade, she was the channel. Her movies brought massive ratings, her characters became iconic, and her presence defined the holiday season. Then suddenly, she was gone. No slow exit, no small break. She simply announced she was leaving for another network. Fans were shocked. Executives caught off guard. People asked, why would the face of Hallmark walk away now? Was it a creative conflict? A new opportunity? Or was something happening behind the curtain that the public wasn't told about? 2. Lacey Chabert. Another Hallmark favorite whose smiling face became a yearly tradition. Lacey didn't leave loudly. In fact, her exit was quiet, almost too quiet. She slowly began stepping back from projects, and viewers noticed the silence. Some said she wanted different roles, others believed there were internal changes happening at Hallmark that didn't sit right with her. 3. Danica McKellar. Charming, intelligent, and deeply loved by fans, Danica's exit came with whispers. Discussions of new creative directions, disagreements over scripts, or simply wanting something more. But again, no one confirmed anything. Her disappearance added another piece to the growing puzzle. These were just the first 3 names, the first cracks in Hallmark's perfect image, and as these stars moved on, fans began realizing something much bigger was happening. Because the next departures, they weren't just surprising, they were downright shocking. As fans tried to process the exit of Hallmark's biggest stars, something even stranger began to unfold. One by one, more familiar faces slowly disappeared from the network. No dramatic announcements. No clear explanations. Just, gone. And with every new absence, the mystery grew deeper, because the next few names, no one, not even the most loyal Hallmark viewers, saw these departures coming. 4. Trevor Donovan. Trevor Donovan was on his way to becoming one of Hallmark's top leading men. Viewers adored him. His movies consistently performed well. He had the charm, the humor, and that cozy Hallmark warmth the audience connected with immediately. But then overnight, he was nowhere to be seen. Fans flooded social media with questions. Rumors spread. Was it a contract issue? A creative disagreement? Or was Hallmark preparing for a big internal shift? Trevor never gave a clear answer, and Hallmark never explained. 5. Jill Wagner. Jill wasn't just another actress, she brought depth, emotion, and real weight to Hallmark's stories. She had a loyal fan base who followed her with devotion. So when Jill quietly stepped away, it created a sudden emptiness. Some believed she wanted bigger opportunities, others suspected Hallmark was changing its story style, leaving actors unsure about their future roles. But whatever the reason, Jill's departure felt like losing a core piece of Hallmark's identity. 6. Jesse Metcalfe. Jesse's exit shocked everyone. He was starring in a successful Hallmark series, something most actors dream of, and yet, he walked away before the show even ended. No detailed statement. No real explanation. Fans were left asking, why would someone leave during a hit series? The silence created more questions than answers. 7. Loughlin. Her departure was the most public and the most dramatic. After a major controversy, Hallmark suddenly cut ties, rewriting scripts, reshaping shows, and distancing itself from one of its biggest stars. Her exit didn't just affect her career, it changed the network itself. Some say Hallmark never fully recovered from the shock. 8. Brendan Penny. Known for his calm, relatable charm, Brendan slowly stepped away from Hallmark projects. No drama. No noise. Just a quiet fade-out that left fans wondering whether he chose to leave, or Hallmark simply stopped calling. 9. Ryan Pavey. A rising favorite, Ryan often said he loved the fans, but something changed. Suddenly, he announced he was done with Hallmark. He hinted at creative limitations, and fans instantly knew something was shifting inside the network. 10. Cameron Matheson. Cameron had a strong Hallmark presence, shows, movies, hosting. Then suddenly, all of it vanished. New opportunities, a change in direction? Or Hallmark moving away from longtime stars? One thing was clear, this wasn't random. Something much bigger was happening inside Hallmark. As the Hallmark audience tried to understand the shocking exits of so many beloved stars, the mystery only deepened. Because just when fans thought the departures had stopped, 5 more major actors slipped away from the network quietly, without explanation, and without the emotional goodbyes viewers expected. These final 5 departures revealed something much bigger happening behind the polished Hallmark image. 11. Andrew Walker. Andrew Walker wasn't just a Hallmark actor, he was one of the network's most dependable leading men. Charming, grounded, and adored by audiences, he brought a warm familiarity to every movie he starred in. So when he slowly stopped appearing, fans immediately noticed. There was no scandal, no public fallout, no official announcement, just silence. Some insiders whispered that Hallmark was shifting its creative direction, reducing movies centered around familiar faces. Others believed Andrew wanted new challenges and stronger roles outside the predictable romance mold. Whatever the truth, his exit felt like losing a cornerstone of Hallmark storytelling. 12. Taylor Cole. Elegant, emotional, and deeply relatable, Taylor Cole had a presence that made every Hallmark film feel meaningful. Her performances often carried more depth than the script itself, which is why her sudden absence confused everyone. Fans speculated she wanted more dramatic roles, perhaps something Hallmark wasn't offering anymore. Others suggested the network was quietly restructuring, giving fewer recurring roles to established actors. But the real story? Still unknown. 13. Paul Green. Paul Green's departure hit fans emotionally. His Christmas films had become traditions, comfort movies families returned to every year. Then suddenly, he stepped back. Some believed he wanted to focus on music and family, others suspected creative disagreements with Hallmark's new leadership, and once again, no clear explanation was ever given. Just another beloved star, gone. 14. Holly Robinson Peete. Holly wasn't just a familiar face, she represented maturity, representation, and genuine warmth. Her disappearing from Hallmark films raised many questions. Was it creative differences? Budget changes? A shift in casting priorities? Hallmark never clarified, and her fans still ask what really happened. 15. Christopher Russell. Strong screen presence, rising popularity, a promising career inside the network, and yet, he, too, quietly vanished. Hollywood calls, Hallmark changes? No one knows for sure. By the time these 5 stars were gone, fans realized something huge. Hallmark wasn't the same network anymore, and the change had already begun. By now, the Hallmark fanbase was on high alert. One by one, familiar faces had disappeared from the network, some quietly, some explosively. What had once been a warm, predictable world of snow-filled towns, cozy fireplaces, and heartwarming romances suddenly felt uncertain. Questions began swirling. Why did so many actors leave? Was it personal choice? Creative differences? Or something more secretive happening behind the scenes? The truth, insiders say, is a combination of all three, and it reveals a network quietly reinventing itself. Creative shifts and new directions. Hallmark had been known for its comfort-driven content, light romance, small-town charm, and happy endings. But as streaming services and competitors gained popularity, the network began testing new storylines and experimenting with edgier plots. Some longtime actors felt their roles were being watered down. Others worried the new focus would dilute the classic Hallmark feel that made them fans' favorites. This tension caused friction behind the scenes, and ultimately, many actors made the choice to leave before creative disagreements escalated. Contract negotiations and opportunities. Another major factor? Money and career growth. Some actors received lucrative offers from other networks or streaming platforms. Others wanted to explore more challenging roles outside the Hallmark formula. For stars who had given years of loyalty, leaving was both a risk and a chance to grow, and while Hallmark tried to retain top talent, not every negotiation ended in agreement. External controversies and public pressure. The departures weren't always voluntary. Some, like Loughlin, were forced due to high-profile controversies. Others were quietly let go as the network reshaped its brand. Public perception played a role too. Hallmark's family-friendly reputation meant that even minor scandals or disagreements could influence casting decisions. Actors were left with a choice: stay in a changing environment, or move on to new opportunities and protect their careers. The resulting void. The exodus left a noticeable gap. Fans noticed familiar faces gone from holiday lineups, romantic series, and annual traditions. The chemistry that had once defined Hallmark movies seemed altered. And yet, this shift also opened doors for fresh faces, actors ready to redefine what it meant to star in a Hallmark film. The network was evolving, but for those who had shaped it for years, that evolution often meant walking away. By the time 15 beloved Hallmark actors had quietly or shockingly left the network, the ripple effect was undeniable. Fans didn't just notice, they reacted, loudly and passionately. Social media exploded with posts, tweets, and forums filled with confusion, nostalgia, and frustration. The fans speak out. Viewers who had watched Hallmark for years were stunned. Comments like "Why is my favorite actor gone?" or "Hallmark isn't the same without them" trended across Twitter and Instagram. Some fans expressed heartbreak over missing the comforting chemistry these actors brought to Christmas movies, romantic dramas, and holiday specials. Others speculated, shared rumors, and tried to piece together what could have prompted so many departures at once. It became clear that Hallmark's audience felt a personal connection to these stars, almost as if they were losing friends, not just actors. Social media buzz. Hashtags like #HallmarkExits, #WhereAreTheyNow, and #MissingMyFavorites began trending whenever news of another departure surfaced. Fan groups debated the reasons, creative disagreements, contract issues, or even scandals. Memes, posts, and videos popped up, humorously pointing out the network's vanishing cast problem. While others expressed genuine disappointment, the buzz kept Hallmark in the headlines, but not always in a good way. Ratings impact. The departures weren't just a social media story, they impacted ratings too. Viewership for some returning series dipped slightly, while new projects with fresh faces initially struggled to capture the loyal audience. Executives reportedly noticed the correlation quickly. The network realized fans didn't just tune in for the holiday sets or feel-good plots, they tuned in for the familiar faces that brought life and warmth to those stories. Hallmark's attempts to recover. In response, Hallmark made several moves, introducing new actors, experimenting with fresh storylines, and ramping up marketing to regain lost viewers. However, fans remained skeptical. While some embraced the new faces, the nostalgia for departed stars lingered, creating tension between old loyalties and new directions of the departures. The fan outcry and the ratings pressure painted a picture of a network in transformation, one trying to balance tradition with evolution. After exploring the shocking departures of 15 Hallmark actors, the behind-the-scenes drama, and the intense fan reactions, one thing is clear: the network has been quietly transforming. What seemed like a cozy, predictable world of romance, Christmas cheer, and feel-good stories is now a place of strategic shifts, evolving creative decisions, and complex actor dynamics. Lessons from the exodus. For the network, the exit served as a wake-up call. Stars like Candace Cameron Bure, Lacey Chabert, and Loughlin weren't just performers, they were emotional anchors for the audience. Losing them reminded Hallmark that loyalty isn't just about contracts, it's about trust, familiarity, and connection. Fans showed that they value the faces they grew up with, the actors who bring consistency and warmth to every film. The lesson is simple but profound: audiences watch people, not just plots. Actors' perspective. For the stars, the departures were a statement. Whether it was creative freedom, bigger opportunities, or disagreements behind the scenes, each exit tells a story of self-respect and professional growth. Hallmark may have been their launching pad, but many were ready to take control of their careers. This teaches us that even in a beloved, comfortable environment, personal growth often requires stepping into the unknown. Hallmark's future. Looking ahead, Hallmark faces a balancing act. The network is introducing new faces, experimenting with stories, and exploring different themes to stay competitive in a crowded market. But the challenge remains: how to honor nostalgia while evolving creatively. The exodus serves as both a cautionary tale and a roadmap. Hallmark must retain fan loyalty while attracting fresh talent, a delicate dance between past and future. The mystery remains. Despite all the speculation, one truth remains: the complete reasons behind some departures may never be fully known. Creative differences, contracts, personal choices, and internal politics all played a part. And that's part of the intrigue, the suspense that keeps fans talking years later. As viewers, we are left with a network that is familiar yet different, comforting yet evolving. And as for the actors who walked away, they remind us that sometimes leaving the known path is the bravest choice of all.